and I'm tearing up, crying on my way to school as if I'm going there to fight demons. Like, I've come to acknowledge that I'm not perfect. Like, oh, shock. Some things you're going to have to learn through failure.
I may be young, but I'm ready to give you all my love.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Michelle Marie, and if you are new here, hi, hello, welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'm gonna be doing basically like a 1L first semester check-in or something. I feel like I just wanna spend some time and just kind of talk to you guys about like where I'm at with this whole law school journey, what's going on, kind of create space for us 1Ls to basically like vent about what's going on, especially now that it's November and finals are coming, but also for you future law students and people who are applying to law school to kind of get an understanding and sense of what 1L is like and what law school is like in general. But before we get into that, this video is kindly sponsored by Dossier. Now, if you know I love me some Dossier. And if you are unfamiliar with the brand, it's basically a perfume brand that reproduces your classic high-end luxury perfumes, but it does so at a fraction of the cost. Usually these designer scents can go upwards to like $100+, but Dossier still gives you those iconic, beautiful scents that we all love without the infamous brand tax. Dossier perfumes are only $29, but let me go ahead and let you know that the scent does not smell like that whatsoever. I personally get complimented on my Dossier perfumes. I actually find myself going to them before I go to my designers, just because I love the fact that they're so reasonably priced that I can wear them like throughout the day and not feel like I'm wasting my designer perfumes. So this is the packaging that the perfumes come in, and this is how it looks inside. I love how minimalist their packaging is. The scent I have here is called Floral Honeysuckle, and it is inspired by Gucci's Bloom. Now, I personally have not smelled Gucci's Bloom, so I'm excited to get a feel for the actual scent with Dossier. This one smells very interesting. I'm usually like a very sweet, girly, fruity type perfume type of girl, but this one smells fresh. It smells like something you kind of want to wear on like a daily basis, just to smell like clean and crisp and put together. So I love the variety in Dossier's perfumes. They have different scents for different occasions and different purposes. Now, Dossier has a risk-free system. If you happen to smell a scent and you don't necessarily care for it, you can go ahead and send it back for a full refund, no questions asked. Now, down below in the description box, you will find a link to Dossier's website, as well as my discount code for money off. So go ahead and take advantage of that, because I know you guys are going to love Dossier as much as I do. Now onto the video. I wanted to be cute and get like a wine glass and whatnot and have like a little sip and chat, but I'm a child at heart. So I'm going to enjoy a Capri Sun. But let's just go ahead and chat about 1L. Honestly, this is the ghetto. Like, this is truly, truly the ghetto. And honestly, after this video, the next time y'all are gonna see me is like after finals, because right now it's like I literally don't have time for, like, I will always have time for myself, because one thing I can't do is I cannot come and kill myself for school. That's never gonna happen. So I do have time for myself. I'm gonna go get me a massage sometime soon and just make sure I feel great. But I truly don't have a lot of time for like much extra outside of that. But 1L has truly been a very ghetto experience. I can't explain to you guys how ghetto law school has been. And where do I even begin? Like emotionally, like mentally, where am I at? I don't know. Because it's like, do I even have time to like sit down for a second and ask myself, how am I? That doesn't even matter right now. I have a memo that I need to get done in like the next 3-4 days that is due. I have finals to study for. I have outlines that need to be finished. Like, it's like, and on top of that, applying to jobs, interviewing, like what? Like, it's ridiculous how much is on our plates during this time of the semester. But even before now, I've definitely have had some like low points in this semester. Like I've literally have had days, especially when we had our first memo due. I think we all do the same thing as 1Ls, but when we had our first like trial memo due, I literally cried throughout that process. Like I remember the day it was due or the day before it was due, I was just so stressed out because I was like, what even is a CREAC? What is CREAC? What is CREAC? And so I'm in office hours like 2 days before the thing is due, asking my TA, okay, can you go over the CREAC structure? Just because I wanted to sound nice and not sound like I'm completely clueless and just be like, all right, what's CREAC? You know? So it was like so like emotionally just difficult to navigate, just not knowing what's happening and like what am I supposed to do, what's expected of me. I literally would have days, like I live like 30 minutes like with traffic away from campus. I would have days where I would be in the car crying on my way to school. I will legit cry on my way, and I'm not talking about like, oh, you know, little, you know, no, I'm saying like full-blown tears. Like it was just really bad. And then I put gospel music on top of it to try and like encourage yourself, girl. And I'm tearing up, crying on my way to school as if I'm going there to fight demons. Like it was not fun whatsoever. I'd even have mornings where I don't need an alarm. Who needs an alarm when anxiety wakes you up and when stress wakes you up? And so I'll just wake up maybe 4 or 5 in the morning, my poor fiance, and I will be crying. I've had days where my fiance would have to like wipe my tears before I left the house. And that would be part 1 of crying. And then when I'm behind the wheel on my way to school, that would be like part 2. And then part 3 would come after school on my way back home, thinking about everything I need to do. Like, I can laugh about it now because I will never allow myself to get that deep. But yeah, it was really hard. And I think part of the reason why I got that low mentally was because I put so much stress on myself. I was such a baby law student. Even though I'm only 3 months in, I feel like I'm a 3L. Like, I know it sounds stupid, but it feels like once you've been in this thing for a little while, it feels like you kind of get accustomed to like the stress, I guess, and just like the mental anguish the process puts you through. And so now I feel like things that would make me cry the first 2 weeks or first month of school won't make me cry now. Like, I remember my first month of school, like, here's another thing. Law school classes start at, like, the weirdest times ever. And so my con law class starts at 9:10. And I think one day, like, in the first month, I, like, forgot that it starts at 9:10. In my head, I thought it starts at 9:30 because, you know, a normal class time. I get to school and I'm like, I get to school a little early and I'm, like, on TikTok, you know, kikiing and everything. I start walking over to class to make it by 9:30. Why is my professor there and all the students are there too? I start freaking out. I call my fiance. I'm like, babe, what do I do? Everybody's in class and I'm so late and now I'm gonna look really bad walking in late and just a mess. I ended up not going because I'm like, the shame of walking in 15-20 minutes late is just too great for me to carry. So I left and I was so stressed. I went home. I drove all the way home knowing I had another class or 2 other classes. And honestly, the reason for that kind of emotional reaction was because I placed such a high standard on myself. Not that we shouldn't have high standards as law students, but I feel like law school has definitely caused me to lose sight of that like perfectionist in me. Like, I've come to acknowledge that I'm not perfect. Like, oh, shock. I can't believe I said that. I guess I'm not perfect or whatever. Law school has really humbled me. It took me off my little high horse and it was like, you're not little Miss Perfect. No, some things you're not going to be able to do. Some things you're going to have to learn through failure. That was definitely something that was difficult for me to really internalize. So I learned the importance of giving myself grace. And now I feel like I do it a bit too much because I'd be like, oops, stress, bye. But no, I've learned the importance of giving myself grace and not being so hard on myself. I'm in law school. I just started this process. I'm at a transition stage where I'm learning how to think like a lawyer, write like a lawyer, speak like a lawyer. It's a tall task to ask of somebody who has zero like legit experience in this field. So extend grace to yourself. So that's definitely how I've been like mentally and emotionally throughout this process. And like, it doesn't help that I'm the kind of person where like when I'm going through stuff, I self-isolate. I've never been that person, even like in my personal life or like with family and stuff, that would like be inclined to go talk to people when I'm like going through it. When I'm going through it, I like to kind of self-isolate and figure it out. I might tell like my best friend, I always tell my fiance everything, but like outside of that, I'm not typically the one to go reach out to, I don't know, the school counselor, or like, you know, UT is really great at giving us like mentors from different various groups and stuff. And my mentors have been like lifesavers. But even with that, it's difficult for me to go out and ask for help and stuff like that. And on top of that, not that I'm antisocial, because I'm really not, but like, I've never been the type to be so pressed for friends. And I know it's such a bad thing to say, but it's the truth. And I'm like, bro, I'm in law school right now. I'm already in debt for this thing. I'm not here to become BFFs with nobody. I'm here to get this degree, get the job I want, and move on. But I'm really starting to realize that you need people. You need people. You need people that you can commiserate with. You need people that you can go out and like get drinks with and just, you know, take the steam off of like law school and this journey and this process, and just talk about things with people who know what you're going through and really feel that sense of camaraderie. And I think that's definitely an area I've like failed at with like a capital F this semester, but I'm planning to do much better in that arena next semester. But yes, it doesn't help that I tend to self-isolate when I'm like going through stuff and I'm like under a lot of emotional distress and stuff like that, because if anything, it makes things more difficult for you. You know, they always say, if you want to go far, go with people. If you want to go something, go alone, something. So I'm like, whatever. Basically means don't be a lone wolf if you want success. And so that's definitely something that I know that I'm going to make an effort to actually do better. I'm not saying I'm going at it with like, oh my God, I'm going to have like my best friend from law school, my BFF or whatever. It will happen or it doesn't happen. You know, you kind of mesh with different people. Maybe that person just isn't present. But it is important to have like a network of people you get to know, and people that you can leave this experience knowing that you've invested time and energy into building that relationship, because you literally don't know where it's going to lead you. I feel like I've met more like lawyers in the legal field than I have like my classmates. Like, I feel like I literally have had more conversations with like lawyers through networking than I have had with my peers. And that's really bad. Like, I'm not saying that to be funny or cute. Like, it's not good. And so that's definitely something I want to do better at, because I know that can help me feel better and not hate law school completely, and just feel a greater sense of like belonging. So I need to do better, and I'm telling myself this to keep myself accountable. Now the next thing with like academics, y'all, honestly, maybe I can talk more about this after finals and after I know what my grades are, but I will kid you not, law school has really made me feel dumb as hell. Like really stupid. Like really stupid. I'm talking, oh my gosh, I can't even explain the kind of embarrassing moments I've had in terms of academics in school. And it's just like so funny to me, because I came in here thinking, maybe I might want to transfer to like another school. Girl, first of all, let's see if we can pass, okay? That'd be a great starting point. Let's see if we can pass. And it's not to like downplay myself or like speak poorly of myself or anything, but this adjustment process has been like intense for me. I already know I will do better next semester and the following years, but this first semester, Lord, I called my financial aid advisor or my financial aid person. I was like, what's like the minimum GPA I gotta keep to keep my scholarship? because literally at some points in the semester I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't taken a single final and I feel like I'm like failing. So if you're like me and you are just like at this place where you're like really like doubting yourself, one, we don't have time to do that. And two, please like lean into like your support network and the people who believe in your ability to excel, because honestly, that's what I'm hanging on to right now, because this semester has definitely been tough. Like I like get on TikTok and I'm like, how do some of these people look so perfect going through law school? I literally show up every day like I have been through it. Like I don't be matching my sweats to my shirt, don't wear makeup, don't do my hair. I have a law school wig, y'all. I have a law school wig that I throw on and I throw a headband on top of it and I just pull up to school. Like I just don't care about my appearance, and it's so bad because that's not who I am. But like emotionally, I'm just not at a place where I feel like I can like pour into myself in that way, and it really sucks. So yeah, I wasn't really intending for this video to be so long, but I will definitely be going into more and more detail about other things post finals and post knowing what my grades even are. Y'all, it's gonna be an interesting time. It's gonna be a very, very interesting time, but I've definitely been through it. I've definitely had my moments where I was like, do I regret coming to law school? Like, no, I regret coming to law school, but I'm just praying to God to see me through this journey and to finish what I started. I'm choosing to find faith and have faith in myself. So for all you other 1Ls, I wish you guys the best with finals. I hope and I pray that we do well and that we're able to get the jobs that we want, because honestly, that's what this is all about. Honors or no honors, there are people in big law, there are people in government, there are people in PI. So, I mean, honors is great, but shoot, C's get degrees, I guess. I'm kidding. But you know what I mean, y'all. Like, let's just pray we get where we want to be at the end of the day, and we have grace upon ourselves. So I will see you guys in my next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please go ahead and give it a like, share, and subscribe. And comment down below your thoughts if you guys can relate to anything I've discussed in this video. And let's commiserate down below in the comments. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.
You a bad girl and your friends bad too. Oh, you got the swag, saucy drippin' swag.